Hello everyone. In previous videos we have discussed about Wheatstone bridge, then Thevenin's equivalent for the same Wheatstone bridge, and one numerical we have seen. Now in this video we will see second type of the DC bridge, that is Kelvin bridge. So Wheatstone bridge circuit are not capable of measuring low resistances. An improvement was overlaid on these circuits so that they could be used to measure very small values of resistances, generally below 1 ohm. Generally below 1 ohm. This modified version of Wheatstone bridge is also known as Kelvin bridge circuit and provides a significant accuracy in low resistance measurement. The basic configuration of this bridge circuit is shown in the figure, which justifies the concept of Kelvin bridge circuit. The circuit shown in the figure is similar to the Wheatstone bridge circuit, except that it takes into account the resistance of connecting leads. The connecting lead with its internal resistance Rc is shown between variable resistance R3 and unknown resistance Rx. So here you can see Rc, fixed resistance R3, and unknown resistance, variable resistance R3, here variable resistance R3, and this is unknown resistance Rx. So the connecting lead with its internal resistance Rc is shown between this R3 and Rx. Points A and B indicates, here 3 points are shown, A, C and B. The point A and B indicate two possible connections of the galvanometer. The galvanometer can be connected to be either of these points. If it is not connected to a point A, the connecting lead resistance Rc will be added to the unknown resistance Rx, indicating a considerably large value of Rx. The resistance Rc is added to resistance R3, which increases the actual value of R3 for the galvanometer located at point B. This in turn causes the meter to indicate a comparatively lower value of the resistance Rx. Now consider the case when the galvanometer is connected exactly between point A and B, that is at point C. Let the connection be such that the ratio of resistances from point B to C, and from point A to C, and of resistance R2 and R1 are equal. Then we can write RBC upon RAC equals to R2 upon R1. So if this equation satisfies, the balance equation can be written for the circuit as Rx plus RBC equals to R2 upon R1 plus R2 upon R1 in bracket R3 plus RAC. Hence we can write RAC upon RAC plus RBC equals to R1 upon R1 plus R2, or we can write RAC equals to R1 upon R1 plus R2 into RAB, because RAC plus RBC is nothing but RAB. So RBC upon RBC plus RAC equals to R2 upon R1 plus R2. Or we can write RBC equals to R2 upon R1 plus R2 into RAB. So if we substitute the values of RAC and RBC, so this from these two equations, RAC and RBC, in previous equation, so we can write Rx plus R2 upon R1 plus R2 into RAB equals to R2 upon R1 in bracket R3 plus R1 by R1 plus R2 into RAB. And after solving this equation, we will get Rx equals to R2 upon R1 into R3. So final equation is Rx equals to R2 upon R1 into R3. And this equation is exactly similar to the previous equation, that is in case of Wheatstone bridge, which represents the balanced equation of Wheatstone bridge circuit. So this shows that the impact of connecting leads resistances can be removed when galvanometer is connected at point C. So this is Kelvin bridge circuit. Here the connecting lead resistance is added in this bridge circuit, and if we connect galvanometer at point C, then the impact of connecting lead resistances can be removed when galvanometer is connected at this point C. Now we will see Kelvin double bridge circuit. So Kelvin double bridge circuit is shown in the figure. It is practically difficult approach to obtain the result, as it becomes difficult to locate an appropriate point for galvanometer connection. Hence it is modified by introducing an additional set of ratio arms as shown in the figure. This is known as Kelvin double bridge circuit, and that is signified by the second set of ratio arm in the bridge circuit. From the figure we can say that the new arm P and Q, so here you can see So from the figure we can say that the new arm P and Q are connected to each other at point C. The galvanometer is also connected at the same point. This reduces the error in determining a suitable point for connecting the galvanometer. This configuration ensures that the connecting lead or yoke resistance RC does not affect the measurement. The prerequisite condition for the circuit is that the ratio of resistance arm P and Q must be equal to the ratio of R2 and R1. Hence from that we can write R2 by R1 equals to RP upon RQ. The balance condition for the circuit is attained when potential at point R is equal to the potential at point C. In other words, the potential difference between point R and S must be equal to the difference between point S and C to achieve the balance or null condition of the meter. So mathematically we can write ERS equals to ESAC, where ERS equals to R1 upon R1 plus R2 into E, and E equals to I in bracket R3 plus Rx plus Rp plus Rq into Rc upon Rp plus Rq plus Rc. So ERS equals to I in bracket so here just only this term instead of E, this whole term is substituted. So instead of E, ERS is written and this term is multiplied on this side. Then ESAC equals to ERS is nothing but ESAC. So in this equation, the value of Rx is substituted, and finally we can write ESAC equals to I in bracket R3 plus in bracket RQ RC upon RP plus RQ plus RC. So if we equate the equation of ERS and ESAC, we can get the value for the resistor Rx. So this is the actual solution of these equations, previous two equations. After equating these left side and right side two equations, finally we will get the value of Rx, and finally again if we extend that solution, using relation R2 by R1 equals to Rp plus Rp upon Rq, we obtain final expression as Rx equals to R2 upon R1 into R3. So it is this equation again represent the balance equation of Wheatstone bridge circuit and ensure that the resistance of connecting leads does not affect the measurement. So this is the actual conclusion, like previous Kelvin bridge equation. Hence this equation is also referred to as working equation of Kelvin bridge. Kelvin bridge is a useful tool for measuring resistances of extremely low values ranging from as low as 10 micro ohm, ranging from 10 micro ohm, that is 10 into 10 raised to minus 6 ohm, to 1 ohm with an accuracy of about plus minus 0.2% depending on the accuracies of individual components. The required circuit for such measurement is shown in the figure. In addition, even smaller resistances, say 0.1 micro ohm, can also be measured with this bridge at the cost of reduced accuracy. In the figure, resistance R3 is represented by a standard variable resistance having a number of decade steps. This, this reduces the possibility of large errors that might be generated due to contact potential drops. It can be seen that there are 9 steps starting from 0.001 ohm to 0.009 ohm, each step being of 0.001 ohm. Here you can see there are 9 steps of, this is the standard resistor R3, and 9 step of 0.001 ohm. Resistance R1 and R2 can be switched to any of these steps. Resistance R1 and R2 are shown here. However, the ratio of these two resistances must be so selected that the appreciable amount of standard resistance is used. This ensures more precise and accurate measurements. A manganese bar with a sliding contact having a resistance of 0.0011 ohm is also incorporated in the circuit. This makes, here you can see manganese bar of 0.0011 ohm. This makes a total resistance of 0.0101 ohm in the resistance R3. So total resistance R3 will be of 0.0101 ohm along with the sliding contact fractions of 0.0011 ohm. If both contacts are switched in order to select an appropriate value of standard resistance, the voltage difference between the points of connection of ratio arm get varied. This does not alter the total resistance in the battery circuit. In this way, the resistance in the ratio arm gets connected in series with the contact resistance. Note that the ratio arm resistance is relatively higher than the contact resistance. Hence, the effect of contact resistance is made negligibly small. We will see one example. A balanced Kelvin bridge is given the following specification. R1, R2, Rp and Rq are given as 1.2 kilo ohm, Rx as 0.001 ohm, Rm 400 ohm, E 100 volt with source resistance Rb 10 ohm. And here we have to determine resistance R3, current flowing through the R3. So unknown resistance can be found using equation Rx equals to R2 R3 upon R1. So here Rx we have the value that is 0.001, R2 is 1.2 kilo ohm, that is 1.2 into 10 to 3 upon R1 is also same, R3 we don't know. Okay. So from this calculations we can calculate R3 and it is 0.001 ohm. So this is the resistance R3. For calculating current flowing through the R3, we must know the value of battery current. Therefore, first we have to calculate IB, and IB is E upon RB plus R3 plus RX. Okay. If we substitute the values, E is given that is 100 volt, RB is 10, R3 is 0.001 and Rx is also 0.001. So if we calculate this battery current, it will be 9.99 ampere, 9.99 ampere. Now current we can calculate, that is I equals to IB in bracket R1 plus R2 upon R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus Rx. If we substitute the all values, then we will get the value of current flowing through the resistance R3, and it will be 9.9 ampere. So this is about Kelvin bridge and Kelvin double bridge and numerical based on the same. So in next video we'll go for high resistance measurement. Thank you for watching this video.